Hey there, welcome back to another episode of Karishma Connect. I'm speaking to Niketa Sharma, who's the founder of Blau, which is a unique brunch concept nestled within the streets of Bandra in Bombay, India. I light up at the mention of Bombay because it is my favorite city, and Niketa tells me about why it is hers too and what made her choose this place to start her own F&B business. She talks to me about coming up with a wide range of brands, innovating constantly, carving a niche for yourself, working together with a team, navigating finances, startup tips for entrepreneurs entering the hospitality industry, and a whole lot more in this one power packed episode only on Karishma Connect. So go check it out. And until the next one, stay tuned. This is me, Karishma, and I'll be back yet again. Until then, tada. Thank you so much, Nikita, for joining me on this episode of Karishma Connect. It's a pleasure to have you. Can't wait to know more about how you've made this word that we use in passing to be so meaningful and have so much of a story behind it. So I'm going to let you do the talking now. The first question I ask on this podcast is tell me about that wonderful journey so far that you've had.
So thank you, Karishma. It's really an honor and a privilege, and I'm really happy to be doing a podcast. It's a new experience for me, so I'm really looking forward to doing this with you and
Oh,
have great candid conversations. Um,
absolutely.
yes, so it's been more than a decade in the industry in hospitality, but in the restaurant sector, it's been around 3 years now. The first restaurant that I started was Bla. My background or the journey, if you can say, I was a naughty child and an undecisive child. So I was doing multiple things, and my parents would always keep me busy with classes. But I eventually did my MCom in financial accounting from Mumbai,
Okay.
NM College, and then after that, I was working for 6 months for an online portal, and then I got the opportunity to do my masters in international hospitality and tourism from La Roche, Switzerland.
Okay.
Yes, so I did that in 2013. I finished that and I landed, and the next day I, joined the workforce,
Yeah.
and it's been like it's been history for me since then. I've learned everything, on the way, because the practical experience in hospitality in India and the restaurant sector is very different from how we are taught,
Mm.
in the universities. But it was a great exposure. A lot of different cultures and global exposure is what I had got. And then we came down to our desi working style.
Mm.
You know, 10, 12 years ago, it was like that. Now we
Uh,
still get a little more organized. So I joined the workforce and I opened a club, which is a sports and recreation club called as the Thane Club.
mm.
And it's a 60,000 square feet property with 4 pools, 3 banquets, 11 rooms, 4 restaurants,
Uh,
two badminton courts, squash court, two gymnasiums. So you name it. Like,
yeah.
it has members and all of that. We have like now 4,000 plus members as well.
Wow.
So the journey started from there, doing constructions and everything in that sector. We took
And
2 years
this is all
to
your
construct.
idea.
So the club was already there. I mean, the structure was there, but yes, breaking it down as to which sector needs what, I give this credit to my ex professor, Mr.
Mm.
Philip Krenzer. He
Mm.
made me do a survey in Thane while I was studying in Switzerland.
Wow.
Yes, he made me do a survey in Thane wherein we got to know the likes and dislikes of people,
Uh,
what activities and sporting activities they like and they don't like, and
uh,
accordingly, we made this whole place. It's a very rare thing for people in India to do it, is what he had told me. So I
yeah.
was literally one of the first few people in India, in Thane at least, if not India, sorry, to conduct a survey to know what is the demand and
Mm.
then give the supply for it.
That's very interesting.
So that was a very important lesson that we learned,
Mm.
that I learned. And in fact, he told me that in India, people like something, so they start selling it.
Yeah.
Have
Right.
to know what people want, and then you have to sell it, and then you will never go wrong. And
Very
I
true.
wasn't wrong, he wasn't wrong.
Yeah.
And we clicked it.
Yeah.
And I always wanted to get into restaurants, but
Huh.
due to the club and the constructions, it was a mammoth of a project for me.
Yeah.
to handle. I couldn't do it. But then in COVID, I guess it was, the silver lining in COVID for us was I was just brainstorming with my brother. We were, in the middle of the COVID situation. And we brainstormed and we said that let's form a company together. He's a lawyer from
Okay.
Delhi, but a
Okay.
foodie, and he wanted to do something as well. So I said, "Go restaurant kholte hai," and there we were with our first restaurant. We hired a consultant. We opened Blah, and then I opened 4 more restaurants.
Wow.
So we have Masaledar, which is an Indian restaurant. We have a rooftop Asian and fusion Indian restaurant called as Magna. Then
Okay.
we have which is an Italian Napolitana pizzeria.
Wow.
And
That's
we
nice.
have South Stories, which is our South Indian restaurant.
Lovely.
Yeah, so it's been a great journey. I
Yeah.
would rather say, and learned a lot on the way. Had my own ups and downs dealing with things, with licenses, with labor, with marketing, with PR. Learned a lot, and I can say it with pride that yeah, I'm glad I'm in this industry.
And that's my next question to you because we're all about learnings on this podcast. Tell me, what have you learned about this wide industry so far? What is it that most stands out to you that people need to know about?
So the hospitality industry, I think, is meant for India with the
Hmm.
Atithi Devo Bhava as our
Very true.
slogan given by the PM as well. I
Yeah.
feel India is cut out for it, and with the kind of population we have, I think it's even more needed.
Yeah. Very true.
So this industry is growing at an exponential pace.
Hmm.
COVID was the situation where this industry was maximum hit. I was lucky enough to open this in 2021. I mean, just after COVID, के थोड़े regulations ठीक हो गए थे. We
Huh.
were lucky then, and then it's only been booming.
Huh.
But this sector has a lot to offer in India.
Yeah.
The sector, the tourism, the travel. In fact, I was reading somewhere as well that in comparison to 2023, like $1 million was spent in travel by Indians. That
Yes.
same that same thing has become $1.2 billion. That's
That's
the amount of like 5x. So
yeah.
5x
Yeah.
the amount has been spent by Indians themselves in traveling abroad and domestically. And that is like boom, like oh my
That's it.
god, happening.
Yeah.
I was a part of a conference as well, and even over there, they told us that every year, 50 million people in India, upgrade themselves in their lifestyle. Like if they're middle class, they become HNIs. If they're lower middle class, they become middle class. That
Right.
means our spending power, our
It's
earning
massive.
power, and our spending power has become massive. Today,
Hmm.
we want to spend on travel, rather, we want to spend maybe the same amount of money on a wedding, maybe. Obviously,
Yeah.
we do spend on a wedding, but then we know, okay, we need to have a separate budget for travel with our partner as well or with our family as well.
Very true. Yeah.
So the industry is expanding. I
Hmm.
feel it's a great industry to be in, not just restaurant wise. I mean, जरूरी नहीं है कि आप restaurant खोलो, cafe खोलो, या catering करो, या bakery करो. There are so many other options available. You can have a travel and tourism agency. So even I had gone for a Europe trip just before this podcast,
Hmm.
and even I had booked it through an online portal where they had these agents called as Wanderon, WANDER. They're based in Gurgaon.
Okay.
So they do these specialized packages for youngsters. So you
Okay.
can join their group, which is
Yeah.
if you're below 35 or something like that, above
Yeah.
80, below 35, or they can do specialized packages. They had 200 options of excursions for me in Europe. जो शायद मैं ढूंढने जाती शायद इतने नहीं मिल पाते.
Yeah.
But the thing is, travel industry has a lot. Budget-friendly hotels have a lot of scope. Apartment hotels, because we are moving towards a gig economy, uh,
Yes.
is something of the future. So we can look at apartment hotels that can do well, or Airbnb concepts, or staycation concepts have risen to a great extent. So
Yeah.
there's everywhere. It's not
Yeah.
just restaurants. I would say particularly the whole industry in itself is booming, and
Hmm.
obviously if you have the right location, the right money, the right people, if all of this comes down together, then yes, you can do very well over here.
But then how do you manage to differentiate in a market like that? Because it's also one of the most challenging markets from that
Yes,
scene.
it is super competitive. It is super
Yeah,
competitive. But
exactly.
I'm genuinely telling you, hospitality, whether in the modern era or in the olden era, or this is personally my opinion, I would, honestly say, everything comes down to good service, good food quality.
Very true. Yeah.
Still sticks to the basics. How do I differentiate myself? Is I can differentiate myself with chef tasting menus. I can differentiate myself with better infrastructure. How do you want to differentiate yourself? Do you want to differentiate yourself in infrastructure? Do you want to differentiate yourself in the lifestyle experience that you're giving to them? Do you want to differentiate yourself in the service quality that you're giving to them? Or do you want to differentiate yourself in the food and the cocktails that you're serving to them? There are various aspects in which you can become unique, but it
Mm.
all boils down to what क्या कस्टमर खुश होके गया
Very true.
तो वो
Yeah.
आपका रिपीट कस्टमर बन गया. So the
Yeah.
basics will never change,
Yeah. Very true.
of giving good food, good service, good quality food, and amazing service, and making sure that the customer is coming there for an indulgence. वो चाय पीने आ रहा है या कॉफी पीने आ रहा है, अच्छी
Yeah.
कॉफी,
Yeah.
दाल चावल खाने आ रहा है,
It's
तो
very
ऐसा
important.
चावल दो कि वापस आए आपके पास.
Mm. Mm.
you know
Yeah.
so it still boils down to these, but yes, you can segregate yourself in different industries. You have to choose where you are. That's what I'm saying. You can do
Mm.
experience, you can do lifestyle, you can do infrastructure, you can do instagrammable aspect. There are, I mean, the world is there for this. You
Yeah.
have to choose at one point
Yeah. Very
and
true.
differentiate yourself.
As a founder, at what, and you're the owner of so many restaurants, so there's so many different challenges around you. As a founder, at what point do you know how to withdraw yourself from the nitty-gritties of everything that you're doing?
So that's a great question. If I be very honest, I mean, nobody asks us these questions. You were right. Um, this I have learned from a mentor that I have, okay, who has been a financial and systems advisor for me for a very long time.
Okay.
I was a part of nitty gritties for a very, very long time. For the longest of times, I should work like for 14 hours a day.
Huh.
And I
Yeah.
wanted everything. मतलब वो सुई भी, from the needle to the airplane, I wanted to know everything.
Yeah.
It is the art of delegating, giving authority and responsibility. If you have clear demarcations, first is division between your personal life and professional life.
Hmm.
Second is trusting your team or hiring such a team that you know that they will take the right decisions. So you have to delegate authority to them and responsibility to them. They need to feel that yes, my boss or the superior that I have above me is trusting me with these points or these sectors.
Mm.
And even if they're making a mistake, you should not judge them. You should make sure that you are, helping them around in correcting the thing to whichever extent you can. Obviously, if it's a huge damage thing done and it's really affecting your business in a very bad way, something to a great extent, then it's, you have to take a call as to what you want to do in that situation. But if it is the smaller things or the finer things, the human errors hote hain, you have to learn to let it go.
Yeah. Very true. Yeah.
So people management is very important.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I delegate it. Now today I'm sitting over here, and I thrice a week, because of having so many restaurants and plus something in Thane, something in Bandra and BKC and all. Thrice a week I'm in Thane, thrice a week I'm in the suburbs and the western area. So I
Hmm.
know the other 3 days when I'm not in Thane, I know my team is doing the job.
Hmm. And trusting them is very important.
With them, you have to set up a system and an SOP.
Yeah. Very true.
They have to report to me. They report to me everything.
Hmm.
जैसा आज से 10 साल पहले मुझे पता था कि कहाँ क्या हो रहा है in my space, आज भी पता है मुझे.
Hmm.
But instead of me looking into it, I have people looking into it and giving the solution.
Yeah.
So you have to be a leader and you have to be a follower.
Yeah.
It depends on the situation.
Yeah.
And the humans, everybody makes errors. Just because you're the owner or the boss or the director doesn't mean you've not made your fair share of mistakes.
Very true. Very important point there.
Yes, we all have made it and we will keep making it. If I don't make mistakes, I don't think I'm going to grow.
Yeah. Very true.
That is how you learn change, because you made mistakes. So
Yeah.
learn from your mistakes, teach it to them as well. And if they are making newer mistakes in that position which you had to never face, figure it out with them.
Hmm.
You
Because
know?
you're also learning there in a way.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
10 years ago, we did not even have social media, digital marketing as a concept.
Hmm.
थाने क्लब का पेज भी नहीं था 10 साल पहले.
Hmm.
You know, and today I'm only dependent on digital marketing. You have to evolve, you have to grow. And my AGM, in fact, knows more digital marketing than me. I'm the last person to go on technology.
Yeah.
You know, so it took me like 5 minutes to figure out how to set up a camera. You know, I mean, obviously that's a little too much. But yeah, my forte is something else. So I
Yeah.
know the person in my team who is there. I'm not a chef. शेफ जो मेन्यू बना सकते हैं मैं सोच भी नहीं सकती वो मेन्यू बनाने का. It's not my forte. So you need a team. You need a
Yeah.
team trust. You need to, you know, give them that boundary or that freedom, I would rather say, you know, which is within their professional limits, and let them take the call. They will move ahead. Then उनके पीछे पीछे you will move ahead.
Very true. Yeah. And that's only how you will grow then.
Yes, yes, with a team, with a team.
Absolutely. Tell me about starting up and closing down, picking up again, picking up from the shackles again, coming back in form, and still trusting what you do and staying at it.
I think the real game comes to is your passion about it. I've had my fair share of restaurants. I had a cafe in Bandra, which didn't do well. I had to shut it in 8 months. It was a difficult plug. It was a gluten-free, vegan, healthier concept as a cafe, where we had indulgent food and we had, you know, gluten-free, healthy food available as well. It was a beautiful cafe. I loved the concept and I still love the food. Like I tell chef to make it sometimes for me. It didn't do well. We went somewhere wrong with the finance, or we went wrong with the location, or we went wrong with the marketing aspect. It's multiple things why you shut down a place. It's never one thing.
Yeah.
But you need to know when to pull the plug. Do not get emotionally attached to your business.
Very important.
I'm emotionally attached to my family, my friends.
Yeah.
Business is business. I love it, obviously. There is going to be some sense of attachment to it. But I need to know when to pull the plug and take a rational decision as a business person. Because it's eventually fine.
Yeah.
You know? I've
Yeah.
had a failed salon. I tried to run a salon for 4 years.
Wow. Completely different.
I was a makeup artist at one point of time in my life.
Wow.
Yeah. Like I learned hair updo. I learned how to do bridal makeup and everything because I wanted to learn everything about the salon industry. But I couldn't take it to where it was.
Yeah.
I tried it for 5 years, for 4 years, for 4.5 years, and then I knew I had to pull the plug.
Yeah.
And you know, we've now converted into a different. It's converted into a different amenity and it's doing very well. So you need to realize this, and I feel that comes maybe with maturity, or
Yeah.
if you have a great guide with you or a mentor who can say that okay, now you've pushed your limit financially, mentally, emotionally, physically. Maybe now you have to take a step back, learn from it, and move on. Like we had a huge discussion on the failed salon and the restaurant that I had. I did a discussion with my team. I did a discussion with my mentors. I discussed with my family as well. I took all of their opinions. कि आपको क्या लगता है? Where did I go wrong? Maybe in that situation, I was not able to think because I was too engrossed in the project.
Yes, you tend to. Yeah. Yeah.
You tend to be. So you need a bird's eye view opinion.
Yeah. Very
You
true.
know, एक ही चीज के बहुत सारे opinions हो सकते हैं, बहुत सारे reference points हो सकते हैं. So I took opinions from everybody. So now maybe I'll make new mistakes, but at least I know I won't make the old ones, or at least I'll try not to make the old ones.
Yeah. Very true.
So that's how you keep picking up, and it all boils down to passion. I love this industry, like to the bits, you know. Yeah. And I love what I do. And that is why, in spite of failing, I'm still doing things again.
Yeah.
You know?
Keep
and
at
I'm trying back. Yeah, you keep at it. You keep at it. So one failure should not stop you, obviously, but you need to learn how to make a conscious decision of when to stop if it's not doing for you. You know, I know salon industry is maybe not for me. That's why I'm only sticking myself to restaurants and hospitality, tourism, and all of that. I feel I've found my calling in it, or I have found, a way to do better in it without having losses.
Mm.
That is what it all comes down to.
Yeah.
Passion.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. No, so even the mixologist who I interviewed said the same thing. He said, unless you have the passion, it's very difficult to survive in this field because it is so fast paced. You need to. It's the reality of the field. You need to have that kind of resilience attached to it.
Yes.
Tell me something about feedback because it's also a field where you're getting feedback day in and day out. It's not just your mentors, it's not just your family, it's also the reviews that you're getting. And it's only gotten bigger, right, with all the digital platforms that we have today. How do you segregate? At what point do you segregate from what's actually feedback versus what's just a noise for you?
So in all my restaurants and in all the different aspects in the club also that I have,
Hmm.
we have a compulsory feedback policy.
Okay.
Okay, so if you're coming to the restaurant, obviously we're going to request you to give us the feedback. I think a lot of restaurateurs do it,
Yes.
and we segregate it between the good and the bad. So if it's from 5 points, if you get below three,
Hmm.
3 or below in any of the aspects, that card is kept aside by my manager. I don't need to know the good ones. Good ones से तो मतलब restaurant अच्छा चल ही रहा है.
Yeah.
My job is to work on the bad ones.
Bad ones. Yeah. Very
Then
true.
once in 10 days or once a week, we sit on it and we figure out as to where are we getting the maximum delay in. कभी हो सकता है कि उस हफ्ते आपको सिर्फ सांबर अच्छी नहीं लग रही थी शायद, या इडली
Mhm.
के इडली की कंप्लेन आई. मैंने बोला एक हफ्ते में इडली की क्यों कंप्लेन आ रही है?
Mm.
तो बैटर में कुछ प्रॉब्लम है या रेसिपी चेंज हो गई है, या किसी दिन ऐसा हुआ है दैट दे नॉट लाइकिंग द वाइब और द म्यूजिक, सो मे बी वो डीजे ने कुछ करा है कि म्यूजिक और वाइब बदल गई है उसकी वजह से. सो मे बी इज ट्राइंग टू एक्सपेरिमेंट विद समथिंग एंड वी आर स्टिल नॉट अवेयर ऑफ इट.
True. Yeah.
So feedback from all platforms is very important, whether it is Zomato, whether it is Google. But I think the most authentic ones that we find is of people actually coming to the restaurant and giving us that physical feedback in our forms, and we take it very seriously.
Mm. Yeah, of course, because they've made the effort to come to it.
Yes, and that is why I feel if restaurants that do that, I feel they get a lot of repeat clients.
Yes, your reviews say it.
Yeah. So this is all how it boils down to feedback. Feedback helps you make changes to yourself
Yeah.
on a constant basis. Suppose somebody you're constantly getting that the menu is boring.
Mm.
That means it's time to up your game in your menu engineering. We did that. One of our restaurants had the menu for almost 2 years.
Mm. Mm.
And we had not done, like in Blau, we have chef tasting menus. In that restaurant, I did not have chef tasting menus. So we realized that no, the gentry in this area locally is evolving. They are bored of us giving the same food. So we revamped the whole menu completely. It took us 3 months almost. But we revamped the whole menu. We got new crockery, and now even over there, every 3 months we get something new, to the audience, so that they're never bored. We learned a lesson from there.
Yeah.
So feedback is the most important thing in a labor-intensive industry where a client is God.
Yeah. Absolutely. And you're getting multiple clients on an everyday basis. It's not even that you're dealing with one mindset.
Yes.
And
Yes.
in that short span that y'all are creating that impression, it's really just about menu to food. That's it. And the person
Yeah.
walks out. So I think it's one of the most.
It has to be value for money. It has to be the great vibe and the ambiance. Today, everybody is exposed thanks to the internet. There are advantages and disadvantages to everything. The advantages is that you get a lot of exposure. Me
Yeah.
sitting over here will know that something has happened in Greece and maybe Greek food is amazing, and maybe I'll try to replicate that recipe at my house maybe.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'll tell my chef if I'm in the restaurant industry. That chef, oh my God, do you know in Greek food you get these things? Or maybe in Lebanese food you get these different kinds of pitas as well. Why aren't we trying that?
Yeah.
It's only because of exposure.
Yeah.
आधी दुनिया तो इंटरनेट पे घूम ले.
Actually.
And I think internet की वजह से ही the curiosity has built that, oh my God, I've seen the Eiffel Tower, now I want to go and see it.
Yeah. And it's also become so much. In fact, that's my next question to you, that with the advent of online technology and digital, it's become all the more difficult, right? But at the same time, it's giving you exposure because you if somebody has a bad review, it's literally just a matter of a second that they would post about it. And then, as a founder, tell me, what kind of pressure do you deal with there? Because you've got multiple names to take care of.
So, like I said, that how feedback is important. The negative ones obviously are, from a founder's perspective, sometimes it's really heartbreaking, to be honest. You know, I mean, because we put in a lot of effort. You need an army
Yeah.
to handle, the hospitality sector or a restaurant per se. And it could be something very menial. I mean, jiski, we've had feedback wherein they didn't give us the favorite table we wanted. Because they were a walk-in and we already had a reservation. So unfortunately, in all my restaurants, we have swings. It's a thing I love in my restaurants. We have swings in all my restaurants. So मतलब कोई ना कोई seating में swing होता है ऐसा. So a lot of people like the swing seatings, obviously, क्योंकि हर कोई सोफे चेयर पे बैठता है, but वो swing seating में मजा आ जाता है. It's just like a chill thing.
Yeah.
So what happens is people want a swing seating. I've got feedback wherein they've given us bad review in spite of when I've asked, the server or the manager कि इन्होंने bad review क्यों दिया है? बोला मैम they were disgruntled because हमने उनको swing seating नहीं दिया. So it really breaks your heart.
Yeah.
So I feel today with the exposure and the internet and everything at your fingertip, as a founder, sometimes I feel I could request it to my clients that guys, don't do this.
Very true.
It's not right to us as well. How your business or your workforce में कोई आपके साथ ऐसा करेगा आपको बुरा लगेगा, ऐसे हमें भी बुरा लगता है. बहुत मेहनत जाती है चीजें करने में.
Right.
Human error अगर हुआ है, so you should learn to give it, learn to let it go. Like कोई बात नहीं, human error हुआ ठीक है ना, don't do it again.
But it all boils down to letting go, is what I understand from the conversation as we approach the end of it. I understand that it's all about letting go. Is there anything else that you would share as that one thing that founders or potential founders of restaurants or looking to start off their own, especially the younger ones, because I know so many young people who want to enter the field. They work their night hours and everything to open that one cafe, that hip cafe that they want to. As someone who's done that, do you have anything to say to them?
I really doubt that I'm capable enough to give this feedback. Because I'm myself only 3 years in the restaurant industry, been a part of the workforce for almost a decade, but I'm also learning the ropes. But what I have learned in these 3 years, I would definitely like to say,
Absolutely,
is I know that a person who wants to get in this industry will not do it without the passion for it.
Yeah.
You really need to be eccentric enough to get into this industry, which is so time consuming and labor consuming. But the first part is get your finances sorted, and second is get the right location with the right concept. Everything boils down to location, location, location. You spend the right amount of money in the product, you will spend the right amount of money in marketing and PR. But if your location is not right, or maybe you've not marketed in a certain manner, there are a lot of restaurants that are there in by-lanes as well. I'm not saying that you have to be on the face, main market में ही restaurant चलता है, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. Today, even if it is in the by-lanes, like a concept like Subco or a concept like Love Fools, they're in the by-lanes of Bandra, right?
Yeah.
But they're doing so well.
Yeah.
Like you have to reserve a table in Love Fools like a week in advance, maybe.
Yeah.
But it's how you market it.
Absolutely.
So first is your finance. Second is your location. Third comes to your product and your team. You keep the team happy, the team will make sure that, they give you the best of the service to the customers, because the team is the one that is first in line in facing the consumers. It's not you.
Yes.
You are never front of the house. You are always back of the house.
Yeah.
Right?
Very
So
true.
understand your team. Let them do the job at what they are best at doing, and you do what you are best at doing. I feel understanding that segregation also helps a lot as a founder, So have a great team, do your market research for your product, and the location and the finances have to be sorted, and know when to pull the plug. Obviously, we all want that whatever business that we start is successful. Nobody starts a business thinking, "Arey nahi chala to band hoga." हमको चलाना ही है for the next years, whatever that it is, or we get our ROI. back, right? But if it's not happening, learn the right time to pull it as well. How to get yourself away from the product or the project, look at it as to how it's doing, and then take a rational decision. If you need someone's help, like a friend or somebody in the family or in the professional arena, take their help and opinion and then do it. But always in all my work things, if something's not going right, I push myself away from it.
Yeah.
And then I see it from different perspectives and angles.
Very true.
I feel that really helps.
Yes.
Anywhere else also, I would say.
Absolutely. Across.
If there is a situation that you are not able to figure out, move yourself away. Take a step back. Take 4 steps back. It doesn't matter. Those 4 steps back will help you maybe go 20 steps ahead later. We're not realizing that right now.
Yeah. Very true.
So this is how it is. It's very simple. It's very nice. Be honest to your work. Whether hospitality, whether finance, whether real estate, whether retail, whether doing a podcast, you are honest in doing your podcast, right?
Yeah.
The integrity and dignity is maintained. That is why your podcast is doing well. Like 114 podcasts is like a miracle and like amazing as a feat.
Thank you.
But it is all because of your sincerity.
Yeah, very true. Yeah.
Be true to yourself and your work, and we all will go a long way ahead. The world is very big and very kind.
Absolutely. I'm going to prod you a little bit on the finances part, because that is one part that I think as entrepreneurs, it's always a struggle, especially if you're an entrepreneur with a creative mindset. I think you struggle with understanding that right point where you're ready. At what point do you think, or is there something that you can share with me about knowing when you're ready in terms of finances when you're looking to start something like that?
So whether you want to start a restaurant or any business, there is a basic fundamental investment that needs to be kept in mind, right? You need to have your Excel sheet in front of you for that. What I do is, whatever is the capex, first I do the research as to is industry में अगर suppose मुझे Bandra में एक cafe खोलना है, तो first I need to know the real estate prices that are going in the market. Okay, first you have to do that to collect the finance also. अभी 100 रुपए करना है तो पहले पता करना है ना 100 रुपए जाता किधर है. So first know what the real estate is over there, right? Is it and once you have that figure in mind, then you need to know, you have to have a budget for your interiors, for your equipments, for the capital investment that you are doing. So first is your deposit.
Yeah.
Second, it breaks down to the interiors and the capital investment that you do. And third is you need to have minimum 6 months of operating cost as well. किसी भी रेस्टोरेंट को उठने में 3 महीने लगते हैं, but I'm purposely saying 6 months because that acts as a backup to you. नहीं यूज हुआ तो अच्छा है, आपके पास सेव ही होके रखा हुआ है ना.
Yes, very true. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So if you really want to get into the financial aspect of it, you need to know the real estate price की रेंट कितना है, डिपॉजिट कितना है. रेंट इवेंचुअली हर साल बढ़ता है, हर 2 साल में बढ़ता है या 3 साल में बढ़ता है, तो उसका कैलकुलेशन करके रखो. सिमिलरली इन्फ्लेशन को ध्यान में रखो कि फूड कॉस्ट बढ़ेगा, सैलरी कॉस्ट भी बढ़ेगी अगले 3 साल में. Now if a manager is coming, you're suppose giving him, say any person you're giving 10,000 rupees today, after 1 year he's going to come to you, madam, salary
increment. They will want growth. Yeah.
We all want. अभी इन्फ्लेशन के हिसाब से तो आप उसको मिनिमम आपको देना ही पड़ेगा, चाहे आपका रेस्टोरेंट चल रहा है या नहीं चल रहा है. All of these small costs is what you have to keep in mind.
Very true.
From the capex to the opex, and the increasing cost of the per year also has to be taken into consideration. तो क्या उसके हिसाब से आप सैलरी बढ़ाएंगे तो क्या उसके हिसाब से आपका फूड का कॉस्ट बढ़ रहा है, क्या आप आपका सेलिंग प्राइस भी बढ़ा सकते हैं? Is that market ready for it? So do you have to work in the niche aspect or do you have to work in volumes then? Or do you need to divert yourself and get a new stream of revenue for yourself so that you are compensating these increasing costs?
Yeah.
So have your Excel sheet sorted, have your projections sorted. And in your projections, I would always suggest is in your finances, your projections should always be taken on the lower end and your expenses should always be taken on the higher end.
Mm.
Always.
Yeah.
Escalate your expenses as much as you can to the realistic figure or a little more than that, keeping some scope. But your projections or your sales, keep it on the lower end. ठीक है, प्रॉफिट शायद कम दिख रहा होगा, बट बाद में अगर ज्यादा अच्छे सेल्स हो गए तो ज्यादा प्रॉफिट आ गया ना, जितना एंटिसिपेट किया था.
Yeah.
At least you were prepared for your actual expense, your actual cost, your actual profits.
Very true. Yeah. Yeah.
And if you're doing better than that, that great, you have done it.
It's a surplus. Yeah. That's great. Yeah.
You know, keep in mind if you're taking a bank loan or an unsecured loan or a friendly loan, whatever it could be, or even putting in your own money, suppose your own savings. तो अगर आज ने आपका वो बैंक में पैसा होता तो कितना आ रहा होता आपको इंटरेस्ट, वो भी कैलकुलेट करो. आप अपने आप को सैलरी दोगे. ऑलवेज गिव योरसेल्फ सैलरी in the
Very
business.
important point you touched
Very
there.
important. Otherwise, why am I working?
Yeah.
मैं जॉब कर रही होती तो मुझे सैलरी आ रही होती ना.
Yeah.
So this is a job you're doing for a business.
Yeah.
So again, you have to put yourself away
Yes.
from the situation. Pull yourself out of it. You know? So
Yeah.
that really helps. Give yourself the salary. You're also putting time and energy into this place.
Yeah.
And that's of value. Today, time is money.
Absolutely. Yeah. Have to respect
So
it. Yeah.
calculation भी करो और साथ में अपनी salary भी करो. Whether it would be anything bare minimum. I'm not saying that you have to take what you might be earning as a corporate job में शायद आपको मिल रहा होता. उतना मत करो. Maybe उसे थोड़ा कम करो. But value yourself and your time. So have this Excel sheet made, or take, you know, there are so many softwares that help you with this. There are so many consultants, financial consultants that also help you with these things, or even bankers today, you know, are ready to, you know, help you out if you have a good account with them. वो भी आपको help करते हैं ये चीज sort करने में. So have your finance sorted first. You know, from where are you getting the money and how are you going to spend it? And stick to it.
Yeah.
Foreseen contingencies के लिए भी आपके पास रिजर्व होना चाहिए. That is why I told you that वो ओपेक्स का ना आपको 6 months का लेके चलना चाहिए.
Yeah.
क्योंकि उसमें से 3 महीना आपका रिजर्व बन जाएगा.
हाँ.
तो कोई अनफोर्सीन इक्विपमेंट गया या कोई अनफोर्सीन लाइसेंस का पैसा आ गया या कुछ भी आ गया, you are able to sort it out.
Very true. Yeah. Very important.
So treat business as business. Yes. Passion, creativity is very important. उसके लिए time बनाओ. So when I'm working on a project myself, I first work on creativity. What concept I want, what research I want, what kind of things I want, fancy, not fancy, whatever. You know, we brainstorm with the team together. हम पहले वो creative aspect को लेके आ जाते हैं. Then I sit with my other team, which gives me a reality check. You know, and then I have a mindset altogether with them. Yeah. Not do this. Let's not do gold and silver and brass. Let's come down to wood and ceramic. You know, let us do such fancy kind of things. Let us, keeping the same aesthetic in mind, what else can I bring to the table?
Yeah.
Now the team will give you that reality check. So you have to have different mindsets. Maybe it's not possible in a day. So I keep days for this with myself. जिस दिन मैं वो क्रिएटिव वाला काम कर रही हूँ, उस दिन मैं फाइनेंस की बात ही नहीं करती. मैंने बोला बाय, you guys don't exist. I'm in my fantasy world. You know?
Yeah.
And when I am doing the finance, the day it is to talk about numbers, the day it is to talk about this, I make sure that my mindset is focused on that.
Yeah.
Because eventually business is to earn money. You know, not working as an NGO.
Yeah.
अगर आप पैसा दे रहे होते तो आप NGO में काम करो.
Yeah. Very true. Very true. Yes. Thank you so much, by the way. You've literally, and this is exactly why I asked that question, because I wanted to unwrap what runs in a founder's mind when they are dealing with this situation. And thank you for allowing me to do that. My last question to you, Nikita, is coming back to Blah. Tell me what's so special about it and what must one try when they step in for the first time?
So Blah is a very, very special project to me. It is a COVID baby and my first project in the restaurant industry. Blah in itself, you know, I would say is a multi-cuisine restaurant and a bar, which is with brunch specials. So in fact, I would say we were one of the only people in the market who launched the brunch concept or marketed the brunch concept. It was always existing, I would say. We
Huh.
marketed the brunch concept seriously,
Huh.
and people gave us great love, and it was accepted by people in a great way.
Huh. Huh.
So blah for us is something which was like a deal breaker in the market.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it helped us give us recognition. It
Mm.
helped a new concept being accepted and loved by people and customers. And obviously the pink vibe of it, the brunchy vibe of it, the tropical vibe of it in the middle of the corporate jungle is
Yeah.
what kept us apart and away from interior to the ambience to the music. And in fact, we're coming up with a new blah. I'm very happy to announce it. We're
Okay.
coming up with a new blah in Mumbai. Sorry, I can't disclose the location as of yet because marketing and PR team will kill me. But we started working on the project, and looking even that will be a blah, which would be a more elevated,
Yeah.
blingy, and a more over the top blah
Yeah.
in BKC. This
Huh.
BKC blah is more about conversations.
Huh.
That blah will be more about the carefree attitude that you should have, like, oh my god, I don't care, like that.
Yeah. Is that how you
So
came up with the name as well?
honestly, it was voting that was done for these two names. So we had thought of the name called as Bed and Brunch, or we
Huh.
had thought of the name Blah,
Huh.
and I voted for Bed and Brunch,
Huh.
and so it was a unanimous decision to get Blah on board by the rest of the team. So I will not take complete credit for it, but I'm very glad that we chose the name.
Yeah. It's so
And
trendy.
yes, so Blah is a name. We wanted something that rings, it stays in your mind for a long time, and that is why I think Blah is something that stays within you when you say, oh, you're going to Blah. So they're like, what is that, a restaurant? Are you serious?
Yeah. Yeah. Very true.
You
Yeah.
know?
With it. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how the name came actually. And the team won against me, and we did it. So yes, Blah is about this. Blah is about conversations. We're known for our chef tasting menus. Recently, we had done the summer specials, and in fact now we're looking to do a high tea specials menu in collaboration with a chef.
Okay.
And with the new Blah coming up, you will see even better plating up, even better desserts, even better coffee, even better cocktails. In fact, research cocktails through the hydroponics that we have in our restaurants. We're actually going to use them in making the cocktails, and obviously in the desserts and the food as well. We're going the serious way, the sustainable way, and the green way. And I feel it really adds a great charm to the whole idea and the concept, and we're sticking to it. So yes, that is how Blah is for us, and for me especially, close to my heart. I love it, love it, love it, and very happy to be a part of it.
I look forward to visiting it very soon. More power to
Absolutely.
you.
Thank you to you as well. To you as well, doing an interview with a person who has done so many podcasts. You have met so many different people in from different areas and aspects of life.
Yeah.
So you learn a lot when you talk to more people.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
sure,
That's your conversation itself. Yeah.
your wisdom, your experience, I'm sure, is of no bounds. And very happy to have meet you.
Thank you so much.
And
I
hope
hope to see you soon.
Mumbai. Yes,
Yeah,
I hope to see you in Mumbai.
Absolutely. The next time I'm there, I am getting in touch. And to every listener tuning in, you know where the next place is to be at. So please do go and explore Blah. And Nikita, we will surely stay in touch. Thank you so much for all that you've shared with me.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to be over here.
Knock, knock. Are you still here? Well, I'm super happy that you are. Thank you so much for watching and tuning in. Please do like, share, and subscribe to Karishma Connect across platforms. And I look forward to bringing you many more such amazing stories from around the world. If you've got one, please do get in touch. Lots of love.